G'day everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for Wednesday the 6th of August. So, important note to let people know right now, ESO Plus is on free trial until the 12th of August. So if you don't own DLCs, what you can do, or if you want the craft bag too, which is another big thing. So in the Crown Store, go to ESO Plus, click this here, confirm, and you'll get the ESO Plus free trial. The first thing you want to immediately do is go to your materials or your inventory, hit whatever key that has stone materials, and you'll clear a lot of your inventory space right now. So it gives you access to every single DLC in the game except for the expansion, which is Solstice at the moment, and it also gives you access to the craft bag. So until the 12th of August, everything that you collect will go into this craft bag. You don't use inventory space for this stuff. So my advice, what I'll do is I'm going to put in the description a video that basically explains everything I could explain, and just in a very short, like 12-minute chunk, basically. Like I couldn't explain it any quicker, so I'm just going to give you that instead. If you want to watch that stuff, I highly urge you to, or highly implore you to, if you haven't gotten any of the DLCs before. There's a lot of stuff that you can get without actually owning the DLC that you actually keep. So most of the stuff is discussed in that video, but there are a few things I couldn't find. Maybe I didn't just skimmed over a bit too much, but there's two things I think are important in regards to endeavors. So firstly, Thieves Guild, the Thieves Troves. This passive here, it is, I believe this is what allows you to access Thieves Troves, and even, I can't confirm this because I haven't had ESO Plus free trial, and I have, I have Thieves Guild on all these characters, except for the ones that I've just made this year in EU, so I haven't been able to test this myself. I haven't got these Thieves Guild on those accounts. So what I'm going to do is in a week I'll be able to tell you if the Thieves Troves still work, even if you don't own the DLC. I think that's how it works. I hope so. Same thing with Dark Brotherhood, the Blade of Woe. So these two here, these passives, I think you keep them if you don't own the DLC and ESO Plus free trial ends. So my advice is either find one Thieves Trove when you've got ESO Plus active, loot it, you'll unlock this skill line, and you'll have this passive from that point on. Dark Brotherhood, same thing. Do the quest line for Dark Brotherhood, unlock the Blade of Woe, and maybe you'll be able to use this for the rest of the time, hopefully. So that's my advice. Alongside all the other stuff, do this too, and maybe it'll count. So I believe the only things that don't count for this, like don't allow you to keep them when ESO Plus ends, is firstly just being able to do the arenas and stuff like that, and the dungeons. Also, the excavation, scrying, and jewelry crafting skill lines are not, you don't keep them. However, there is something I want to quickly note, and that is reconstruction. So say you don't have Orstinium and you do Mouse Arena and you unlock a Maelstrom staff, right? What happens is you collect the style, or you collect the set in your collections here, and what this allows you to do, if you have access to a transmute station, you can reconstruct these yourself without actually having to go into the DLC and get these items. So I think this is also another thing. If you do Maelstrom Arena a bunch of times with the ESO Plus free trial, just as an example, any dungeon you want to do, you can keep these items and reconstruct them. You obviously need transmute stones, but that is a base game way to get access to these powerful sets without the DLC. So I just want to mention that, because I think that is also a very powerful tool that you can use yourself. If you have any other questions about the ESO Plus free trial, if there's anything you want to know, just give me a comment. If I can answer it, I will. If not, I'll try and find some information for you. Endeavors themselves, my personal opinion here, just do the top 3. These are really easy. These ones here take longer. They're just not worth your time, I think. These are all base game, but alliance points, you got to do 2 or 3 battlegrounds to get this many alliance points, or you got to take keeps and shit like that. If it's busy and Cyrodiil, sure, you could make a case for this, and maybe if you're familiar with PvP and you're a bomber and you can kill a bunch of players really fast, you could do it too. But there's no instance where I'd think, like, there's just going to be a time where this is just easier and faster to do than these 3 here. So my advice is just do these 3. And this one here will take anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how quick you are. Whereas all these here, you can do them in like a few minutes, easily. So let me show you how. So I'll start with a law book. You can do this at home if you have, if you've done scribing. What you can do is you can go into your housing menu, go to browse. You might have already placed the item on the floor. You can see it just there. Go to library. Any of these items here, you can actually pick these up and place them, or the literature stuff. So how to scribe, you can place this on the floor and you can read it. So here's how to scribe here. So if you read that, that counts as a law book. But if you don't have access to that, there's still a fucking easy way. So I'll show you. The quickest one I know of to get to in the game is either the anthology of the Sticking Tenant anthology of available abodes on this, or the bookshelf right here. This counts as a law book too. So any of those options there are literally like right next to the wayshrine right here. And this wayshrine you unlock by default. So everybody has easy access to this spot. So just do that, I think. That's just the easiest way. Okay, Blacksmithing Deconstruction. So unlike crafting, you don't need any of your own materials to do this. One easy, quick way is to make your own stuff. Just make 8 iron daggers, deconstruct them. But personally, I don't... Why waste your own resources when you can just borrow some stuff from someone else? So there's 2 ways. There's like the Imperial City super quick way, and there's the stealing stuff way in a town like, for example, Oridon here. So Bright Steel Armory. If you come in here, there's a bunch of weapons on these racks here that you can take. Now, you can either go into the corner with a like in stealth and just take them like this, but the people run around. So what you can do instead, if you've got a Nightblade, you can cloak and you can steal them that way. And this actually stops you from getting a bounty. So it's very easy to get access to cloak with subclassing now, especially. All you need is level 4 in Shadow. It takes like, if you've got a max level character, it takes like a couple of, like, just run to a bunch of places you haven't discovered yet, and you'll probably get it. Shit like that. It's like super quick to get. It just takes skill point or 2, and then it works better with lots of magicka, but you don't need a lot. If you stand still, you don't need much. Now, the other way is the way that you don't get a bounty if you do it this way. So you want to go to Imperial City. You need to be level 10 for this. That's the only thing. But I assume most people are level 10 at least. So queue to one of these. Doesn't matter which one. You're not doing any fighting or anything like that. Basically, the area that you start in, you've got everything that you need. Okay, so when you get in here, there'll be weapon racks here. Same thing. You just take all the metal weapons here. And same thing over... where is it? Where are the other ones? Oh, there's a rack here. And then... I think there's another one. Yeah, here it is. There's 3 racks full of metal stuff. Then if you go around, there'll still be even more like blacksmithing stuff all over the place in other areas. The areas will look a bit different depending on your alliance. Like the other areas, you got one down here, and you got one over here. But they all have a bunch of these weapon racks near where you start in the entrance. And they all have access to a bunch of crafting stations. Like, for example, over here, this is where the Ebonheart pack stuff is, and you've got the blacksmithing station right here. Just go over here. All the items that we've just taken and stolen, we'll just get them over here, and you just deconstruct them. And that would be it. So just take a bunch of those, and you're good to go. And then when you're ready to leave, you just come to the exit here. Just look for the circular icon on the map. And this will take you straight back out to where you came in from. Public Dungeon Group Event. So this one here, there is only one I recommend because it's so much quicker to get it done than anything else. The reason for that is it respawns in about 30 seconds, as opposed to every other Public Dungeon Group Event in the game which spawns like 5 minutes. You can do this one super duper quick. So what you need to do is come to Alika Desert. You want to get Lost City and then to Tambu. This group event is what you're looking for. Nothing else compares to this. So if you haven't been here before, I'll show you how to get here easily in a second. I'll link that as well if you want to just fast track straight to that. What we want to do is come into this trapdoor here. And on the map, this is where we're headed, right here. So you come through here, turn left, there'll be a bunch of enemies in this room, but you go through come down here, down the stairs, and that's basically where it is. This is what you're looking for, just here. So when you see everything turn blue, that's basically when it's ready. So this is the combination. So it's Scarab and Scarab over here. Then it is Spider, Spider, so you got Spider over there, Spider on the other side. These two, and then the ones in the middle, Scorpion, Scorpion. That's the combination. Then you'll see 3 enemies spawn. Kill these guys here, and that's the whole group event. Just yeah, give them a tap, and that's it. All done. Group event all clear. And if you get here and you miss out, don't worry. I will show you just how fucking fast it is, because it is literally 30 seconds to wait, and then the combination is up again. And it's there. So there you go again. Go Scarab. Don't just run. Fucking hell. Don't just run on all of them. Scarab, Scarab. Spider, Spider. And Scorpion, Scorpion. Yep. And then, yeah, the enemies will spawn. There's 3 of them. There's a Scorpion, a Spider, and a Scarab. Believe it or not. And yeah. All done. Alright, so to get here for the first time, go into your group tab, Home Tours, Browse Homes. Now we want to look for Sword Singer's Readout. This one here. Travel to that house. Doesn't matter which one, just travel to any of them. It's the house isn't the important bit, it's where it's located. Now we turn around, head out the door. And here we are. So we're in Alaka Desert. Just a little bit south, just a little bit northeast, of Lost City of Nanotatambu. So when you get to Sadakalam here, it is Sadakalam, right? Yeah, Sadakalam. This area here, if you haven't done the questline for Alaka Desert, this area will have some hostels in it, but just travel through this way, you'll avoid most of the enemies coming through here. So you'll get to this way, Sean. You just travel a little bit west, down here, go through the road, unlock this way, Sean here, Sep's Spine. Now you got easy access to Nanotatambu whenever the group event one comes up. This one's also excellent whenever you get the public dungeon bosses too. Because you can just, because it's 3 bosses at once as well, so it just counts like, it's so good for anything public dungeon related, for group events and bosses. Alright, and you know, it's also pretty good for the killing foes with weapon skills too, because there's tons of enemies in there. So yeah, it's lots of things there. Alright, any questions, just give me a buzz as always. I really don't think there should be any reason to do these 2. Unless, obviously, you like PvP or Archive. Just do them, sure. But for speed's sake, they're so much slower than these 3 here, I think. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Take care for now. I'll see you next time.